Yo, what's happening? Welcome to another episode of Art versus Arteria. Thank y'all for being here, and I hope y'all are feeling as good as I am. Let's get right into it, man. Nothing changes until you change. You've heard that, right? We've all heard that before. Nothing is, and we know that to be true. Nothing's gonna change until you change, until you make the conscious decision to change. And changing for the better is always great, in my opinion, because really the only constant in life is change. And so when you're trying to do better and acquire more for yourself or just to become a better person, that's always a great thing. But a lot of times we get met with resistance and mixed results when we attempt to change our lives. And the reason for that is because we haven't really changed. We're still operating on that old program, so to speak. We're still coming from that place of our old selves, and we haven't really changed mentally. So that's the key. You have to change your mentality. You can't just change the actions. For instance, let's say you want to get in shape. I always use this analogy, just getting in shape because I work out. And what does a person do when they want to get in shape? Like, get a gym membership and they start going to the gym, start working out. And they may see progress within the first few weeks, within the first few months. But a lot of times they don't really get that over the course of time. They really not seeing the results that they thought they were going to see. And the reason is because they haven't changed their mentality. They haven't realized that, this is a lifestyle. You have to become a new person now. You can't leave the gym and still eat terrible. You can't eat like that old version of you, eating all the cupcakes and ding dongs and Cheetos, and think you're gonna really change your body. You have to do a full overhaul of yourself, mentally and physically. You have to become a new person, and that's mental. Change your habits, yes, but your behavior has to change, and that behavior starts in the mind. You have to see yourself as a new version of yourself. You have to talk to yourself a different way. You can't say, man, I can't get into shape, I'm never gonna do this, blah blah blah, all that negative talk. You got to get rid of that. You have to become the person that you want to be, and that starts with your mentality. You have to change your mentality. Let's say you want to get better at managing your finances. Well, a lot of people do is say, man, I just need to make more money. And that may be true in some instances, but what's more important, or just as important, is managing the money that you're already getting. Like I say, I'm talking to myself when I do these videos. So all of these things that, they ring true in my life. So you got to start managing. I had to start managing my money better. Like, I want to be better financially, got to start managing my money better, come up with a budget, and then really start believing that I'm worthy of making more money. A lot of times we talk to ourselves negatively, and we start thinking negatively about money and feeling apprehensive or not apprehensive, but anxiety about money. You got to stop doing that. You got to really take control, because you are in control, and you really are. That starts mentally by thinking positively and being proactive and starting that budget and really start pinpointing where your money is going and how to manage your money. That's all a mental thing. It's not just the actions, because you can take the actions and say, let me go get a better job or another side hustle or another job. But if you're still in that old mentality, you're still going to be spending, and it's not going to help. You're still going to be in that same cycle. So your mentality has to change. You have to do a whole complete overhaul. You got to become the new person before you ever see it in reality. You got to walk like that new person. So if you want to get into shape, you got to see yourself already being in the shape. You got to see your ideal body, and mentally, you got to change mentally. What does that person, that version of me look like? What does that version of me eat to get in the shape that I want to be in? What does that person eat? How many hours does that person sleep? What does that version of me look like that's financially stable, that's that's financially responsible. What does that person do? How does that person spend their money? How does that person invest? You got to change mentally. It all starts in your mental. Going back to that the gym example, like I've seen that recently. I was, been going to the gym, work out 4 or 5 days a week, but I hit a plateau. And you're gonna always hit plateaus in the gym, but I started to hit a plateau recently where I'm not seeing the progress that I want to see as far as me building muscle, because that's what I'm trying to do, like gain weight, build muscle. And what I realized is my mentality was that a person who eats like shit, like for lack of a better term. I'm not eating enough I wasn't eating enough protein, right, to build the muscle. Not drinking enough water, and I'm eating like my diet doesn't have any consequences. Eating cupcakes and eating like a lot of sweets and snacks and a lot of sugar. And so what I had to do was had to reevaluate and change my mentality. Like I said, look, how do I want to look, and what does that version of myself, what does that person eat? And so I started eating better. For the last few weeks, I've been eating better and watching what I eat. Besides, except for when I went on vacation, like this past week for the 4th of July, I ate like shit, not gonna lie. But came back from vacation, I'm right back on it. So you gotta take accountability, and you gotta change mentally. You gotta have that mentality that, I'm going all in, I'm changing. That's no longer who I am. I'm no longer a person who mismanages money. I'm no longer a person who's out of shape, even though the mirror might say I am, but I'm not that person. This is who I am mentally. And I start seeing it mentally, change mentally, change it in your head, stop negative talking yourself, and start moving like that person would move. And sooner or later, eventually, you're going to turn into that person. Before you know it, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to be that person that you saw mentally, because you changed the way you thought about yourself. You changed mentally. You didn't just go try to put in actions. Everything starts in the mind. Everything starts in your mind. If you have an idea, that idea started in your mind. And whether you bring it to fruition or not, it's going to require the action. But it starts mentally. So change first mentally. That's where the real change takes place. And then start putting in the work, changing the habits, and doing all the action. And that's all I wanted to say for today and for this video. Like I said before, thank you for tuning in. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, all that good stuff that YouTubers say. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.